The MFL era. Here she comes. Optimus 7 head. MFL Aero Mesh. 11 pieces of string. Start off by putting on your top string. Starting with the second hole here. Second hole down. And you're just going through this hole right here. Second hole down. Second hole to second hole. This then proceeds to go through here with great rapidity. Such speed and alacrity. Okay. Alright, this stuff's catchy. It's catchy. Catches all over. Little catchers. Okay. You got that piece in there. You come up through this hole here. And then through the second one on the top. This is reserved for the cross string. Alright, so you come through here. And you go through this hole here. The second hole. And then you skip this, because that's where your runner's going. That's where your slinger's going. And then this, come back through the back. And then around the front. Here like this. Because you're going to then just loop it on this back here. Loop it on the back. And then up through again here to create this center channeler thingy. Okay, so that's it. Up top, crossing over, and then you finish it off. This hole here. See, this hole there, and then down through here. Again, this is the smallest hole on the stick right there. A little bit of a pain. As measured by millimeters. Yes. In designing these things, they talk about millimeters. Okay. So that's your top string. Secures the MFL mesh to the head. So it's good. Alright. Second one, cross string. This is the hardest one here because it requires a lot of weaving. Let's see. Back when I was in school, we had home economics. I don't think they have that anymore. But they taught us sewing. So that comes in handy here. No? Okay, so start over here on the back, not here. You come around, you're just going through the top three. You're just going through the top three here. Give it a nice little pull. You want this one to be tight. Bring it around. And then back underneath here, okay, give it a little pull, tighten it on there, and then you're going to wrap it. You're going to go wrap. You're going to wrap it a whole bunch of times here. 1, 2, 3, and then give it a little pull, give it a little pull tug. A little pull tug, make sure it's nice and tight, the whole thing is tight. Okay, pull this back along here a little. Alright. And then wrap it again. And then, after you've gotten a bunch of wraps in here, just bring it over around the back or front, depending on how you've come. Bring it over here, and then give it a little pull that way. Give it a little pull. Alright. And then again, boom. Boom. I'm doing these fast. The stringer normally takes a little more time to make these all purty. We like our sticks to be purty. But I'm just doing this pretty quickly to give you a feel. Okay. And then you're moving on to this next one, the third one. We got, just gives some strength up here, a little firmness of pocket. Alright, that's strong. Okay. And do the pulley thing. Pulley, 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 pulley. Alright. And then let's get these three up here. And bring it back around. Bring it back around in front here. And then send it through the same hole. And tighten her up. nice and tight. It'd be too tight, but it's nice to have that one tight. Okay. And we have that. All right. Got your top string across. Now you're going to go for your main cross shooter string, which is 1, 2. There's this little guy here. 1, 2, 3. It's in the 4th hole down. Okay. Comes through here and goes through this, 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 and it goes underneath here. Okay. Underneath this string. Just comes down in here and then right back down. Under, over, under, over, under, until you get to this hole. And you just reverse it on the way back. You make sure that this one's over, so now I gotta go back under. How about that? And then same thing, under, over, reverse it. Reverse it. Now you don't want this one to be too tight. Doesn't have to be too tight. It's you can have a little bow in it, meaning see, I'm gonna give it a little bow there. We'll bow it out a little bit. Doesn't have to be too tight. And then we'll tie it off. Okay. Now we put in the high speed stabilizer. This string doesn't really come into play until you start whipping the ball about 90 miles an hour, and the head changes shape. The darn plastic of the head changes shape, and this string will come into play. Don't take it out, and whatever you do, don't tighten it up. What you want to do is hold your finger right there and do this. Back again, same thing. You're coming down. You're on this hole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th hole down, or thereabouts on any head. And then you're doing the same thing. You're bringing it back up. But this is really for when the head changes shape at high speeds. Just gives a little more stability and keeps it ever from whipping. The whole key to these babies is hold without whip. Okay, so now you see how I pull this back up? I'm pulling this up, pulling this way up here. So it really doesn't come into play just with basic shooting and catching once you get it up, as I said, in the 90s when this baby comes into play. Alright, so that's that. Tie that off. Again, making sure that it's not tight, making sure that I have a full finger here to work with. Alright, and we have those. Next step is to this mesh here. The mesh, because of the strength of the mesh, because of the strength of the dyneema, which makes up the mesh, we're using the mesh as the mesh serves as a cross string. It serves as a shooter, just because it's stiff. So what I do is these tie it back. You put in 4 of these, all on this same 1, 2, 3rd. It's the 3rd diamond down from the top. Okay, that I'm securing it to the side here. What this does is keeps the mesh from bunching up front. This is one of the keys to keeping it from doing the bunchy shuffle, and this is why it has the hold. This is where you get the hold without the whip, because you're keeping the mesh from bunching up too much. Let's see. Alright, so you got these. You've secured this mesh here. Essentially, let me pound it in a little bit. See, you get little pockets forming a little bit there. But the key is these two is that the mesh stays back here. All right, see that it can't bunch up. It can't bunch up going forward. Mesh stays back here. This becomes a shooting string. Then the actual mesh becomes a shooting string as well, limiting the need for more shooting strings. Now 2 more of these. You 2 down from the top, 2 down from this one. Just this is the same thing. Keeps them from bunching too much. Very simple. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, these are the debunchers. The debunchers. Gotta have a debuncher. I mean, what's a lacrosse stick with a debunching string on it?